afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another beautiful Class A diesel motorhome value from Parkway RV Center. Today we're going to look at one of my personal favorite brands. That's a national RV. This is a Tropical Model 370. Full body paint, 3 slide outs, rear engine diesel with 25,000 miles. Folks, National RV has been building motorhomes since 1964 out of California. So this is a 40th anniversary edition. Obviously they know what they're doing. They're not a new manufacturer by no means. At the time this unit was built, they were the 4th largest manufacturer in the world. They build a good product, folks. And I love these because they're now getting, you can get this quality brand for the same price that you're going to pay for a lesser quality brand. In other words, you're going to get a lot more motorhome for your money with a National than some of your cheaper built brands that are the same price. Looking around this RV, this thing's in immaculate condition for a 14-year-old motorhome. Got a 330 horsepower Caterpillar C7 turbo diesel with 860 pound-feet of torque. Folks, you can turn those up for a few $100s at your local Freightliner or Caterpillar dealer to 350 horsepower, even though the torque stays the same. And a lot of people do that, and it's certainly whatever you want to do. You're not going to tell any difference in it, but you can certainly do that and make you feel better. Full basement, pass-through basement storage. As we look around, folks, this is a nice rig. I mean, you look around at 14-year-old motorhomes and look at this one, you're going to see this is definitely in the top 5% for the year model. Got the motorhome running, got the 7500 generator running, which is an Onan diesel. Freightliner chassis, Caterpillar diesel. Shoot, folks, this is a motorhome. You take care of it, it'll take care of you. I mean, you keep it serviced and maintained, it'll last as long as you want to keep it. And it certainly looks a whole lot newer than a 2004 model, doesn't it? Got the optional power awning with remote control and wind sensor. You've got a manual door awning. You've got window awning, slide toppers, double furnaces. Of course, the thing National RV is best known for is their Duraframe. And the Duraframe chassis is a tubular steel constructed frame. You see other RV manufacturers, except for maybe less than 5 other, or there's about 3 or 4 other manufacturers that do this. They don't do aluminum and steel. They do all 100% steel, all 6 sides, all the way around. It's heavier, it costs more to build them that way, but you get one of the safest motorhomes you can buy because steel is 40% stronger than aluminum. And while 95% of the brands out there use steel just in the critical area like the cockpit, they use National on the Duraframe uses steel all the way around. Plus you've got a low maintenance fiberglass roof. That's one of the reasons why National is one of my favorite brands. I've owned several brands. I've never had the privilege of personally owning a National, but I love the way they're built. And I love the condition these things are in. You see, folks, I'm different than you. You see these things when they're new. I see hundreds and hundreds of 10 to 20-year-old used RVs every year. So I have kind of a unique perspective. I see them before a dealer cleans them up. I see them just how they were kept, the condition they were in. So I have a kind of a unique perspective that most of you don't. Because most of you, when you see a used RV on a dealer's lot, it's already been through cleanup, it's already had everything fixed on it. See, I see them before all that happens. And I will tell you right now, the Nationals, they hold up just about better than any other brand out there when they get to this age. Now let's take a look inside. Tires look great, got the 22.5 inch, of course. Allison 6-speed 3000 transmission, air brakes, air suspension. Power steps work great. Let's step inside. Now, folks, and I haven't really clarified this as much in my last several videos, and I had a situation this morning. People drove a few hours away they were under the illusion that these were brand new RVs. And in fact, they saw one out here that had a little 4 or 5 inch scratch on the side. And they said, I just can't believe you'd have this on your lot. Well, guess what, folks? That one they were looking at is 15 years old. This one's 14 years old. Not once in any of my videos do I ever say these are brand new RVs. They are used. That's why they're priced the way they are. You know, this unit back in 2004 was $175,000 before they added the optional full body paint. So it's going to be closer to $200,000 when it was new. No matter how much money you spend on this motorhome, it will never be new again. It's used. That's why it's sitting out here for $59,900 instead of $200,000. That's $140,000 in savings because it is used. There's going to be cosmetic imperfections. Now, you know, part of saving that $140,000, the cost that every buyer has to pay, whether you buy from a dealer or for sale by owner, is everything in this motorhome has 14 years of wear and tear and use to it. It's not new. There's going to be imperfections. You buy this RV, we'll make sure all the major systems work. But guess what, folks? Yeah, you're probably going to have to invest in some repairs at one time or another. That's part of buying a used RV. You know, it's not a cheap hobby. It's not a cheap lifestyle, however you want to put it. RVing is not a cheap way. I mean, it's not for everyone. Used RVs aren't for every RV shopper. There's some of you out there who love the idea of the price of a used one versus a new one, but you can't wrap your head around the concept that they are used. They're imperfect. You know, they're not. There's going to be things you're going to have to fix on them. And for those of you who are like that, like these people this morning, and I told them, I said, look, I said, you need to go up the road to you know what world. They have a lot full of new motorhomes, $400,000 and $500,000 that are perfect, and they'll be happy to sell you one. Or you can buy one from here for $50,000 or $60,000 that'll do the same thing those $500,000 rigs will do, and save you a lot of money. And I said, you know, there's some people, and there's two types of RV shoppers out there, folks, and I'm just being honest because it gets my goat sometimes, folks. The kind that need to buy used and the kind that need to buy new. And I understand being on a budget. I'm going to tell you something, folks. If you go into a steakhouse, you've got just enough money in your wallet to buy a cheeseburger, you don't sit there and ask them to bring you a pound-and-a-half prime rib for the same price as a cheeseburger. It doesn't work that way, folks. You live within your means. You live within your budget. If you can't do that, then you don't need to be RV shopping. So, you know, if you come in here wanting to spend $30,000 and you look at a $60,000 RV and you get mad because I won't sell it to you for $30,000, I'm sorry. You know, our prices are firm, they're haggle free, and you're not going to buy, you know, like I said, you look at $30,000 motorhome, you know, you've got no business. If you can't afford a $60,000 motorhome, you've got no business looking at it. Stick to what your budget needs to be, and you'll never be disappointed, folks. Anyway, sorry about that, ran over. I just like to get that off my chest. You know, I've been doing this a long time, folks. When I buy a used vehicle, I have a certain price range in mind, and unless it's just an incredible deal, I'm going to stay within that price range. And even if I go over it, I'm going to go over it where I can still afford it. You know, there's no sense in buying a motorhome if you don't have enough money left over in your budget to take it out and use it. It's just kind of pointless. And I'd rather buy one a little bit less that may not be as nice and have some money left over that I can go out camping and enjoy using it. It's all about living within your means, folks. And those who don't are the ones that, the reason why our economy goes up and down, because people live above their means. You know, this is a nice RV for those of you that are looking for a price range of under $60,000. This is an excellent choice. Now, again, it's not new. Look inside, there's been a couple of modifications made in the last 14 years. For one reason or another, one of the previous owners in the past 14 years has taken the sofa out and they put 2 chairs in. And they also had a chair over here. I would say they had a chair here, if I remember right, for this little desk, and it's got a little pop-out keyboard drawer, so you can use it for an office or desk space if you want to. You know, if you want a sofa put in this RV instead of those chairs, contact the salesperson. You know, I don't have it in the budget for this price, but you know, we'll try to cut you a deal and get you a sofa in this thing for not much more than we're asking for it now. Or you may be like the previous owners that took the sofa out and put the chairs in. You may prefer the chairs, which is kind of nice. Give you a place to watch TV. Got a table and chairs over here. Got solid wood cabinetry. Got ceramic tile floor. It's got real Corian countertops. You know, National RV is not a cheaply built brand. In fact, they're well known in the RV industry for having one of the better built Class A's in their price point. Up here in the front, power gear, hydraulic leveling jacks. You have a 7500 Onan diesel generator, 736 hours. Not even broke in, just like the diesel motor, folks. That Onan diesel generator, you keep it serviced, you keep it maintained, it'll last you as long as you want to keep it. I've personally seen those same 7500 diesel generators with over 30,000 hours on them, and still crank up and run just perfect. These leather captain's chairs are in excellent condition. They're not beat up. Just got 25,000 miles on it. They both swivel for party seating. Sit down here. You've got 25,368 miles. Backup camera functions perfectly. Pioneer stereo, CD stereo, which I'm sure has been replaced from the factory equipment. It's got the dump, so you can lower it down if you need to park the RV under a shed, or you have a really low underpass you just need to idle through. You can lower this thing down. You've got a jake brake. You've got power visors, and they both work. Of course, you've got a curtain that goes all the way around the windshield for privacy in the evening. You've got an HDTV. It's got a DVD player. It's got a dash pad, but the dash looks perfect underneath it, not beat up, not cracked up, not stained up. Like I said, folks, for a used 14-year-old motorhome, this thing really is in phenomenal condition. Now, I know the sofa's been changed out. I know there's chairs missing from the desk, but you know what, folks? That's why, like, it goes back to what I was saying. That's why this thing's $59.9 and not $199.9. And we can certainly get you a sofa that we will try our best to match up. You know, buying furniture for RVs is a little tricky because, A, you've got to buy a certain size that you can fit through the door, and B, you have to buy a certain size that will fit where the sofa came out of, and C, you got to do all this in a color that'll match or close to match. So we can certainly do our best to put you a sofa in here. Just contact our sales department and we'll give you a price, or you may decide to leave it just like it is. Either way, it will function perfectly. Table and chairs. Now, folks, and I've said this before in my videos, if there's an RV that you're interested in, a used RV, you will find more information by doing what I do and printing out the factory brochure. I'd say probably 80 to 85% of the used RVs for sale on the internet, you can find a factory brochure online for free. And if this one right here, if you want to see this brochure, just send us an email. We'll send you the link to it, and you can print it out, look at it yourself. You will learn more about the RV, the options, the features, the standard equipment than you will talking to 100 RV salespeople. You'll learn about the brand, the way it's built, all from the factory brochure, which is readily available for free on the internet on most RVs. These are real DuPont Corian countertops. They're in excellent condition. I don't see any cracks anywhere, not even on the sink covers. That's a built-in Corian sink, so there's no seam you have to worry about sealing. All that's seamless, all that's built in. You know, notice the stovetop cover is not broke. It doesn't look like the stovetop's ever been lit. Surface light works. This is a microwave and a convection oven, so you can bake biscuits, cornbread, whatever you want to put in there. And you can also use it for a microwave as well. Got a 8 cubic foot Dometic refrigerator freezer. It's clean and cold. Let's see if I get my thermometer out here. I've had this running enough that you can tell it works. Freezer, -12. Refrigerator, 43 degrees. Just like it's supposed to. Got the beveled glass right here. You've got the carpeted headliner that's in great shape. I don't see any obvious water stains or no sagging or anything like that. You got crown molding. Definitely a better built RV than what you normally see. You've got double ducted roof airs. You've got a 2,000 watt Xantrix inverter. You've got a thermostatic controlled fantastic fan, which you can set, like if you're storing this RV, you don't want to leave your air or heat on. You can set it when it gets so hot in here that the fan automatically opens up and blows some of that hot air out of here. Of course, your slide out controls for all 3 slides are right here. They copied this from Winnebago, which is, they call it at a glance. Winnebago does, where all your controls are in one spot. Adjustable shelving pantry. Walk-through bathroom. And this is a 370, so you're roughly about 38 foot long. Corian sink. I mean, you even got nice faucets. Very nice shower. This is an all fiberglass surround shower. Metal spigot, metal shower head. Clean. You can look around the skylight. There's no water stains, no watermarks. Got a little seat right there if you need it. Got the etched glass shower doors, which is really pretty. You open this water closet door up, and you got a upgrade porcelain Sealand toilet, which is a China RV toilet. And you've got a second vanity area right here. So you got a medicine cabinet. So you basically got his and her vanities. You've got solid sliding privacy doors on each side so that you can open and close these doors for maximum privacy. Plenty of fluorescent lighting throughout the entire RV. And folks, this has got the ceramic tile floor. And let me tell you a little tidbit on if this has got a good riding chassis or not. See, this is put in by the factory. You break one of these tiles, you'll probably never be able to match it up aftermarket. So if you look through it and you don't see any cracked tiles, that means you've got a good riding chassis. And thanks to that DuraFrame, you know, the benefit of the stronger steel, of course, is obvious, but it's more rigid too. The more rigid a chassis is, the less sway you're going to have and the better ride you're going to have. So if you like a Class A RV, but you're scared of how the big trucks are going to blow you around the interstate, and how if you get into the mountains, how the winds and the crosswinds are going to blow you around, get the more rigid frame, which is like this DuraFrame. Very little flex in it. It's got a crowned fiberglass roof, so you have very little yearly maintenance compared to a rubber roof, and a lot longer roof life is what I'm trying to say. And certainly, folks, you take care of a rubber roof like you're supposed to, it'll last a lifetime, but very, very few people take care of a rubber roof like you're supposed to. You got a little nightstand over there, a little small ledge right there, so I guess that's hers over there, and that's his right there. If it's anything like me and my wife. His and her reading lamps. You've got closets. Got a TV, a little flat screen TV. You do have washer and dryer hookups, and we can certainly install you a new washer and dryer in here. Just contact our sales department for a price on parts and labor. If you just want a ballpark, it's going to be around close to $2,000 ballpark. But contact them to get an exact price. This, if I remember right, has many nationals that I've shot videos on, and I guess we got to fix that catch. Catch was a little loose on it. Yep, I've got to replace that catch, folks. Little catch on the door, but go ahead and get it open. This way you can see everything. You've got 2 extra chairs. That's the one thing I wanted to look for, because believe it or not, folks, I don't rehearse these videos. I mean, what you see is basically a lot of times the first time I look at them. Besides studying the brochure, here's your build sheet with all your specs on it, bin number and all that. And little stuff like that. Catch is covered in our checkout, so definitely that'll be fixed. I'll tell you something about our checkout, folks. Granted, going back to what I said earlier, we can't make these things new. We do what we call an extensive major systems check. And of course, you know, I can kind of tell you in a nutshell what it covers, but best thing to do is call our sales department and they will send you over a list of what we check out and repair if needed for the price you pay. In other words, anything on that list that we cover in our standard checkout will be repaired if it does not function, which I don't see hardly much of anything in this thing that needs to be repaired. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you in a nutshell what it covers and what it doesn't cover. Now, it virtually covers everything on this RV, except for the systems that nobody needs and nobody uses. It doesn't cover dash air or heat, because you're not going to drive a 38-foot motorhome with that little bitty dash air. That's like putting a single ice cube in a 400-degree oven and expecting that ice cube to cool that oven off. You know, that's not going to happen, folks. That dash air is useless. 99.9% of Class A owners never even turn the dash air on. That's why they put these fans up here. Those are called defrost fans, to take the moisture away from the windshield so that it defrosts, because nobody uses the dash airs. And what happens, just like in a car or a truck, when you don't use the dash air for years and years at a time, the seals break, freon leaks out. They don't work. Compressors go bad. So we do not cover dash airs in RVs. Anybody that's ever owned them will tell you 95% of the time you're going to be driving down the road with that generator running. That's what it's made for. That's what it's designed for. You're going to run your roof airs when you drive down the road with a generator running. Folks, if you can't afford the extra fuel to run the generator, you don't need to be spending $60,000 on what's essentially a toy. If you can't afford a couple of extra bucks an hour to run the generator. Because you do not buy, like I said again, RVing is not a cheap hobby. You do not buy an RV to save money. You buy it for the experience. And these things are not economy cars. They don't get good fuel mileage. Anybody that tells you they get 12, 13 miles a gallon out of their Class A diesels is a liar, folks. You're going to get about 8 to 10 miles a gallon on pretty much whatever Class A you buy, whether it's gas or diesel. You know, it's a 37, 38-foot box on wheels, but you don't drive it to work every day either. I mean, I've got a gas burner myself. I get maybe 6 or 7 miles a gallon, but I don't care. I put gas in it, I drive it, I don't give it a second thought. When you get back from a successful and fun trip in your RV, that what you spend on fuel will be the last thing that enters your mind. And trust me, I know that from experience. You won't even give the fuel cost a second thought. If you're worried about fuel mileage, you want to buy a $60,000, $70,000 RV, folks, my recommendation, again, I'm sorry to be blunt, is drive a Honda, stay in a hotel room if you're worried about fuel mileage. These are built for luxury. These are built for comfort, not to save money on gas. You know, these are made to go out and make irreplaceable memories with your friends and families out camping. That's what these are designed to do. Anyway, folks, this unit's $59.9, includes an inspection, but like I said, it doesn't cover dash air, it doesn't cover tires, it doesn't cover TVs, stereos, it doesn't cover any components like DVD players and satellites that are hooked to the TV and the stereo. But other than that, folks, it covers generator jacks, slide outs. It covers your lights, your refrigerator, heat and air. It covers your running, your driving part. We have an ASE mechanic that drives every single one of these. If there's any problem or concern, we get it fixed before you pick it up or before we deliver it. We don't check them out till we sell them, folks. That allows us to keep our overhead down. which in turn allows us to sell nice 25,000 mile diesel motorhomes like this for only $59.9. I mean, this is literally a $75,000 coach at other RV dealerships, plus fees that we don't charge. And we keep our overhead down by not checking them out till we sell them. That way I don't have to hire so many RV technicians, because I have 170 used RVs. And think about it, folks, if I had to pre-check that many RVs before I could sell them, I'd have to hire about 20 or 25 more RV techs. That's going to make my overhead go through the roof, which makes my prices go up there with everybody else's, so nobody benefits from that. But we can get this thing checked out very quickly. It includes a personal walkthrough demonstration by the technician after it's been checked out, showing you how to operate everything and more. Or we have option B, which option A is $59.9, haggle free. I'm not taking a dime less. Doesn't matter if you're financing it, paying cash, trading, or a combination of the three. Or if you want a discounted price, folks, I'll be happy to sell this thing to you the same way we bought it, which is as it sets. No checkout, no walkthrough, no guarantees of any kind. Basically jump in it and go. And if you want a price on option B, you'll have to contact our sales department, 706-965-7929. Take it, keep it, buy with confidence, folks. We've been doing this for 49 plus years. We sell almost 600 used RVs a year. We've always been here. We always will be. We've got the Southeast largest selection and one of the largest selection nationwide of used RVs in one location. Over 170 used RVs, folks. Lowest prices on the internet. That's why buyers come thousands of miles every week to buy from us. Financing's available with approved credit. 10% down payment minimum. Cash or trade equity does apply. That's the bank's rules, folks, not mine. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, 706-965-7929. Number's answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For closed, we have an answering service that takes it. You can email us at sales@parkwayrvcenter.com. Of course, parkwayrvcenter.com is our website. Thank you for watching.